Hey there and welcome to the channel. I received another streaming box to check out, sent to me by SuperBox, and it's their new S7 MAX. The following content is for entertainment and informational purposes only. Please consult your local and federal laws to determine whether devices like this are legal in your region prior to purchase and/or use. As with the previous S6 MAX, the front of the packaging is familiar, where it features a device front and center, along with its various branding. On the bottom of the box, it states to have Gigabit Ethernet, Wi-Fi 6, 4 gigs of RAM, and 64 gigs of onboard storage, supports 6K resolution, capable of over-the-air updates, and utilizes the H.265 compression standard. The left side of the box is just the SuperBox logo. The top of the box has the UPC barcode, company info, SuperBox logo, serial number and MAC address label, and regulatory logos. The right side of the box is the same as the left, and there's nothing on the bottom. Opening the box, we find the device right on top, which I'll set aside for now. Pulling out the inner divider, we find all the accessories, which includes a combination IR and Bluetooth remote control, with Bluetooth pairing as well as universal control programming instructions embedded on the back. This is much better than being printed, where the instructions could be rubbed off over time. The remote takes two AAA batteries, which are unfortunately not included. Next, we have a USB-A to Type-C cable for power, along with a USB-A power adapter providing 5 volts at 2 amps, an HDMI cable, and a colored user's guide. Lastly, we have the actual streaming box itself. Just as with the previous version, the chassis is made of an aluminum alloy. The left side has 2 rows of pill-shaped ventilation slots. The front has the S7 MAX branding, LED display with IR sensor, and a power indicator LED. The right side has a trans flash, aka microSD card slot, a USB-C port, a USB 3.0 Type A port, and a restore/reset pinhole. And on the back we have 2 Wi-Fi antennas, USB Type-C power input, an IR port, audio-video port, HDMI port, Gigabit Ethernet port, and an optical audio port. On the bottom we have 4 rubber anti-skid feet, more ventilation slots, regulatory logo and power rating, and a label with serial number and MAC address. Now, if we compare it to the S6 MAX, we see that the form factor is the exact same. We find the differences on the right side, where the USB 3.0 Type A port on the S6 MAX has been replaced with a Type-C port on the S7 MAX, as well as the rear, where the DC barrel jack has been replaced with a USB Type-C input for power. On the front, the model branding is obviously different, and notice the IR sensor is a little more hidden. Here are detailed specs between the two side by side. Now, let's get this thing connected. But first, batteries for the remote. I'm once again using my Cloner Alliance recorder. Don't forget to check out my earlier video on it to capture the SuperBox S7 MAX's video output. I'm hardwired with Ethernet and have the HDMI plugged in. I just need to plug in the Type-C cable to power it on. I just plugged the SuperBox in for the initial boot and setup. After the animated boot up, you'll be greeted with this disclaimer notice. Do take a moment and read this and select agree if you agree. The next screen is to set up your Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired, so I'll just choose next here. The next screen is to adjust your display scaling, so adjust as needed and choose finish. And we're then brought to the home screen. Compared to the home screen on the S6 MAX, it's more modern and appealing. Before I get too far, the first thing I'd like to set up, through this microphone icon, is the remote control for a better control experience via Bluetooth. Up to this point, I've been using infrared for control. Just follow the on-screen instructions by pressing the OK and back buttons for 8 seconds accordingly. And the remote is now paired and connected. On the home screen, the gear icon at the bottom opens up the Android settings, which most are familiar with. Next is the folder icon, which opens up the file manager. After that is the broom icon. This boosts performance by closing unused apps to free up RAM and clears temporary files. The next icon is a speedometer, which is just an internet shortcut that opens up Google Chrome to fast.com to test your internet speed. Then we have the trash icon, where you can uninstall any apps you've installed. I haven't installed any yet, so it is currently empty. We already did the microphone icon, and with the keyboard icon, it allows us to assign apps to the corresponding numbers on the remote's keypad for quick launch. And the final selectable icon is a support icon that reveals QR codes for the different methods available to contact SuperBox support. Now, let's get right into it by going to the App Store folder. To adhere to YouTube's community guidelines, I can't show or go into details on the specific and special functions of this device. However, I can say it's a one-time purchase fee with no ongoing subscription. If you're interested in seeing the full unedited version, please click the Facebook link in the description where I go into more detail. Since I downloaded it, now let's check out YouTube. It may be this version of YouTube, however, a couple of the videos just wouldn't play for me. Now, to check out Netflix. Well, it seems this version of Netflix is the mobile app version and requires mouse mode to navigate, so I'm not even going to try it. The last feature I want to test is the Google Voice Assistant by pressing the microphone button on the remote. And without signing in. I'll test by asking, is Pluto a planet? And there's the answer. My final thoughts are that this and similar streaming boxes are expensive up front, but with the variety and amount of content it provides, it can ultimately pay for itself. I ran into a few issues such as one movie failing to load in the Blue VOD app and a couple of YouTube videos failing to play. Hopefully, these can be fixed with an updated app or OTA update. Also, the Netflix app is limited and inconvenient to use. However, if you're looking at this streaming box, you're probably not looking to use Netflix on it. If you already have the S6 Max, you don't need this. If you don't have a SuperBox at all, and it came down to the S6 Max or the S7 Max, I'd say to choose whichever is the better deal at the time. All that has really changed is the UI, the upgraded USB ports, and the longer 7-day playback. It may have just been a fluke, but I personally feel I had a better streaming experience on the S6 Max. If you happen to be interested in the S7 Max, I'll have an affiliate link down in the description that will save you $70. It could be the deciding factor between the S6 or S7 Max if you're looking for a deal. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe or follow for any future videos I upload. Thanks for watching.